What was the Qing Dynasty during Empress Dowager Cixi's rule? If you're curious about the Qing Dynasty and how it fared under the rule of Empress Dowager Cixi, you're about to uncover a fascinating and complex period in Chinese history. Empress Dowager Cixi rose to power in the late 19th century, a time when the Qing Dynasty was facing significant challenges. After the death of her husband, Emperor Xianfeng, in 1861, Cixi became the de facto ruler of China, even though her son, the Tongzhi Emperor, was the official emperor. She shared this power with Empress Dowager Cixi and the widow of Xianfeng, but Cixi quickly became the dominant force. During her rule, China was plagued by internal strife and external pressures. The Taiping Rebellion, which lasted from 1850 to 1864, had weakened the empire, and the Qing government was struggling to maintain stability. Cixi worked with Prince Gong, one of Xianfeng's brothers, to suppress the rebellion and stabilize the nation. However, she soon turned against Prince Gong, fearing his growing influence and power. Cixi's reign was marked by a mix of conservative and reformist policies. She supported the self-strengthening movement, which aimed to modernize China's military and technology while maintaining traditional Confucian values. Despite this, she was cautious about adopting Western models of government, fearing they would disrupt the social order. One of the most significant events during Cixi's rule was the Boxer Rebellion. In 1900, Cixi openly supported the Boxers, a militant anti-foreigner movement, and declared war on the Allied armies that had invaded China. The rebellion ended in disaster, with the Allied forces occupying Beijing and the Qing regime on the brink of collapse. Following this defeat, Cixi changed her stance and began to implement reforms aimed at turning China into a constitutional monarchy. Cixi's personal life and habits also had a significant impact on her rule. She was known for her lavish spending, using military funds to build herself a summer palace and indulge in luxurious lifestyle. Her vanity and love for photography were well documented, and she became infamous for her opulent inner court. Despite her efforts to modernize certain aspects of Chinese society, Cixi's rule was often criticized for its corruption and mismanagement. She placed her own interests ahead of the nation's, and her decisions often led to further instability and economic problems. In the final years of her rule, Cixi continued to wield significant power, even after handing over the throne to her nephew, Emperor Guangxu, in 1889. She resumed power in 1898 and ruled until her death in 1908. Her legacy remains divisive, with some viewing her as a manipulative ruler who resisted necessary changes, while others argue that she was unfairly scapegoated for the dynasty's downfall. In summary, the Qing Dynasty during Empress Dowager Cixi's rule was a period of great turmoil, marked by internal conflicts, external pressures, and a complex interplay of conservative and reformist policies. Cixi's influence was profound, shaping Chinese history in ways that continue to be debated by historians today.